Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Bosey from CZT Barbara Duel Johnson. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, that really looks like a bow, and I thought Zentangle was a non-representational art. Well, it is. And a great person once said, it's non-representational, so it doesn't matter how I mess it up. Which I think is the greatest saying ever. All right. And yeah, so this is just a by the way, this is something that I in my brain, I kind of struggle with because there are so many out there, and even from Zentangle Inc. And they had talked about it. Poke root was one that kind of bridged a different gap, into, well, it kind of looks like something. But at the same time, knowing that you can't mess it up, that's worth something. So, and I love this from Barbara, and I wanted to share it. So here we go. Starts off with an orb, not necessarily, well, in the center of wherever you would want the bow part. So knowing that there's things going to hang down from it, just being aware. All right, so let me. It's such a cute little bow, and I keep drawing it small. I don't know how many times I had to redo things to make it bigger than I think. And we also have one called I think it was Bonus by CZT Angie Giddles, if I'm remembering correctly, which is another gorgeous bow type tangle. All right, so an orb. And maybe it's just a little above where you might want it centered. And then from either side, kind of on the top, we'll call it. Sorry, I'm drawing it sideways for me because, wait, let me move my. There we go. That way it's not so sideways for you. Sorry. Okay, so kind of from the top, sort of, we're going to do a couple teardrop, or as I like to call them, flux shapes like that. On either side, and yes, now it's starting to look like a face, like a floppy dog with big ears flying, running really fast, and they're flopping. Okay, now next step, Barbara has it in one. I needed, for me, to separate it into two steps, and I'll do that here. So from the side, we're going to do an S shape. So I'm going to use kind of the takeoff and land, at least the takeoff part. So taking off from here, and that means tracing over just a little bit, and then swinging down a little bit like this. So you can see the S here, right? This side, it's going to be an opposite. And the nice thing, again, there's no way to really mess this up. You can just have it go straight down and it'll be fine. Totally fine. You could go, way out with the curve. It's still going to be fine. And that's the beauty of Zentangle. All right, then, and if you can get to doing this in one step, I actually, by the end of playing with it, I was able to kind of do this in one step, and I was so tickled with that. Okay, so from here, we're going to trace over a little bit of here and then bring it up here. This is going to be kind of more of a C shape. So let me do this. And then we're going to leave a little room. Actually, it doesn't matter. If you look at my step out, I had some of mine that kind of met up here because I wasn't thinking, and it doesn't matter. But you can leave a little bit of a gap, and that'll be fine. And then to do it the opposite direction here, like that. There we go. Then, and this, I don't know how much it matters where these come from, but we're just going to put some kind of curvy lines coming down below. I'm going to start mine maybe like right here. And then sort of kind of aura it like that. And then we'll do one on the opposite side. And these can be as however you want them. However long, however short, it's up to you. And then in the end, a couple little slightly curved lines meeting up in the middle there, like that. And again, this is one too that I separated because not being an art person, if I just see something, it's like anything. Is you see something complete, like, oh, do that. I don't know how, and then it's just like, don't know where to start, etc. That's the beauty of Zentangle, and the extra beauty, side effect sort of thing, is that it brings us, those of us that were not in the world of art, into the world of art, and then it's like, oh, I see how that's done when you carefully step things out. Hence the name, right? So I like to do some extra things like that, just so that way, for those like me, for those, if you're like, yeah, okay, you can just look at it and do it, that is, what a blessing. But I just like to share that, because it's literally just for me to figure it out. Okay, then last step is a little kind of a decorative type of step. So right here on the outside of the orb, and that's another reason to leave a little room here. But if you didn't come down, like if you ended up with coming to a point, just come out a little bit from it, and we'll just add some little, I call them swoosh marks. They're just little kind of curvy, like that. Oh, this one could go in a little bit more. There we go. So could that one. Like that. They probably even could be touching. I don't know. Barbara has them separate. But it doesn't matter. However you want to do it. And if this is really wide, you could add more than just 2, whatever is going to fit. And then down here too, I think I'm putting 3. Like so. And that's it, except for to play and shade. And let's do this. Okay, so picturing. Let's see, picture. Oh, you know what? Here, because these kind of they bend right here. Because thinking about shading in that the dark recesses or pushes down, that's the way that my technical terms. So I'm gonna we'll see if it works, because that was where my brain went to first. Let's see if that works. But I want to put some up here because it is kind of tucked, right? So all of these pieces that are touching the orb, I'm putting some graphite and then bringing it out a little bit. Okay, and then I'm putting a little bit down here because if I had put this down a little bit further. Oh, but it still looks okay, and it gives it a bit of a wave. These parts right here, so okay. For a minute, I'm like going, yeah, that's gonna look dumb. No, it's not. Once you gotta wait till it's done. This is me talking to me. Okay, and then, let's see, because let's see. Let me think. Let's put some right here. Now, normally, in Zentangle, we don't worry about light source, all of that kind of thing. But I mean, it is helpful sometimes to think, okay, would there be a shadow there if that was a 3-dimensional object? And even if, because a lot of times it doesn't necessarily compute in my head, so I just pick a place and then stick to it with the shading. But that looks pretty good. You know what? And honestly, let's just bring it around a little bit more. Because this whole bit could be a little bit shade. Oh, now let's do that. I'm bringing it all the way around the perimeter, but darker here. Yes. Okay, and then with what's left on my Tortillion, I'm going to come around this edge. Oh, like that. Okay, maybe up a little bit. And same thing over here. And just by the way, if you want to, using what's left on your Tortillion is nice because it's just nice and light and you don't have any, pencil marks to worry about or anything. But if you run out, but you still want to use that, you can. Just, take your pencil and scribble a bunch of graphite on something else and then use it like a palette, and scribble with the Tortillion and then bring it back. You just have to be careful because sometimes that can make it kind of dark too, but, a little scribble, then bring it. And then this got too dark too quick, I'm using the back end, or if you use a clean Tortillion, you can kind of lighten. Look at how that's lightening it up without adding more and without using an eraser, because I am just stubborn like that. But yeah, it was, it picks it up, and there we go. I like it. You know what? Here's where I'm thinking. Let's add a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit darker right there where it curves. Just right there. Oh, look at that helped. Oh my gosh. This is also the not having an art background is also why I get so tickled with the shading, because it's just so magical. It really is. And I still, I mean, how many years has it been? 12 since I've been tangling, and it still doesn't get old. Oh, now we got this poor little thing right here in the middle. Oh my gosh. Let's make it a little shiny. There we go. There we are. Oh, it's just so cute. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, oh wait, we have to do more. Oh, well, as I'm talking, we're going to put some little drop shadows in here. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs. And again, I always do my own version, which sometimes it maybe for some clarifies things. It clarifies it for me, that's for sure. And then you'll find the link to the for more inspiration link from the creator of the Tangle. And and actually I'm looking at hers, and because I love Barbara. She has it one with her Tangle Mist Kiss, which I'm gonna double check. If we haven't done it, I will probably be doing it within sometime during December here. And then the other one has her dot ball, which I know we've done that, and I love that. It's such a nice background to add to things. Just really, really cool. All right. Below the links to the step outs, you will find my link tree, which has links to my social media. So if you want to connect, if you'd like to do classes, come tangle with me online. You will find those. There's a couple links there for where you can follow me for classes. I do, just by the way, I do a lot of free ones, and I have some that are paid. So it's a nice mix of both. And just if you don't see a price on the graphic, that means it's free. What else? Well, if you're on Facebook and like to join our Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook, there's a link there for that as well. You just know that you have to answer 4 questions to gain entry. And what else? I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching and listening to my little soapbox moments. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you again, and I wish you happy tangling.